Picture this. You're standing right there in the pro shop, just staring at the wedge rack. Your brain is trying to decide if a newer, raw face is actually worth the extra cash over an older, proven model. I see guys agonizing over this exact scenario every single weekend, trying to figure out if spending top dollar will genuinely save their scorecard.
And let's be totally honest, premium wedges are getting ridiculously expensive. Nobody wants to burn their hard-earned money on marketing hype when they just need to get up and down from 40 yards out. We absolutely hate seeing golfers throw money away.
Welcome to Golf Gear Showdown, the explainer where we put golf gear into a direct head-to-head battle to find the real winner for your game. I'm Mike, your data and specs guy.
I'm Jake, your everyday 15 handicapper voice of reason. Let's dive right into this gear battle and separate the facts from the fiction.
So imagine you're holding both of these wedges in your hands right now. The Jaws Raw promises modern, aggressive spin and frankly looks like it belongs on the PGA Tour. Meanwhile, the MD5 is sitting right there, looking super familiar, reliable, and heavily discounted on the clearance rack. You look outside at the soggy, wet conditions on your home course, your mind starts wondering if the MD5's older grooves are enough to bail you out. Or does the raw finish on the newer club actually translate to real, tangible help on a tight, terrifying 40-yard pitch over a bunker?
Golfers compare these two constantly because they represent the absolute classic budget versus premium dilemma. It's a perfect case study. Today, we're putting them into a direct head-to-head battle to see if the shiny new tech actually lowers your scores, or if you were simply paying for the logo.
We've got 6 rounds of combat today covering spin, forgiveness, control, feel, value, and golfer fit.
I'll tell you right now, the forgiveness round is definitely going to surprise a lot of average golfers. Do not skip that one.
Before we ring the first bell, we have to ask a seriously tough question. Can an older, cheaper wedge outspin a modern raw face when you're staring down a slick, slippery downhill green?
Is modern friction just a marketing buzzword or a literal scorecard savior? Let's find out right now.
Round 1 is all about spin and stopping power. Let's see who really grabs the green. The Jaws Raw features an unplated face. Based on design intent, this is specifically engineered for surface friction. It means the club face will actually rust over time to prioritize maximum grip on the golf ball cover, especially in wet morning dew. Those microgrooves are incredibly sharp.
I hear that data, Mike, but I'm going to push back hard. I'd argue the MD5 still checks up perfectly for weekenders. If you are playing a decent urethane golf ball, that older Jaws groove design grabs plenty hard. You don't need a rusty face to get a ball to stop from 60 yards away if you hit it properly.
You make a fair point about the urethane ball, Jake. However, both of these wedges absolutely require clean contact from wet grass or heavy rough to actually work. Neither club magically fixes a chunked swing. But when we look at pure numbers and design, the modern spin-focused package of the Jaws Raw generates more aggressive friction. When you desperately need that ball to take 2 hops and stop on a dime, the Raw face simply delivers higher RPMs. For the player who strikes it pure and demands that aggressive tour-level grab on the putting surface, the newer tech undeniably gets the edge here. We officially name the Callaway Jaws Raw as the Round 1 winner.
I agree, but it takes the crown specifically for those better golfers who prioritize maximum grab around the greens and actually strike the ball consistently enough to activate that raw face.
Moving into round 2, we tackle forgiveness. Because, let's face it, we all miss. Let's be brutally honest here. Neither of these are chunky, ultra-forgiving cavity backs. Chunking a pitch is going to hurt your scorecard either way.
Exactly right. The actual miss-hit behavior depends entirely on the sole and grind options you select. The Jaws Raw offers heavily refined grinds, like the Z grind. Those are fantastic for highly skilled players who manipulate the face, but they can be far too demanding for someone who struggles with ground contact. The leading edge sits very close to the turf.
And this is exactly why I love the MD5. You can easily find it on the rack with a standard, fuller sole and plenty of bounce. That setup is much simpler for the everyday digger. When a 15 handicap like me gets a little steep and hits slightly behind the ball, that wider MD5 sole acts like a skid plate. It totally prevents the club from digging a massive trench, turning what could be a chunked 10-yard flub into a decent shot that at least catches the front edge of the green. Common feedback suggests the fuller sole of the older model outright prevents the club from trenching into the turf on fat misses. Therefore, I am incredibly proud to claim the older, cheaper club takes this round. The round 2 winner is definitely the MD5 Jaws. It provides a significantly more forgiving bounce setup for the average player. So we're tied at 1 round apiece. But what does round 3 reveal that most golfers completely miss? We are about to expose a massive flaw in how 20 handicappers approach their short game. Round 3 is control and versatility. This is where egos get bruised. I absolutely love the Jaws Raw for shot making. When you get a tight fairway lie and a tucked pin, you can open the face completely wide, slide right under the ball, and hit that high, soft spinner. The heel relief on their specialized grinds is phenomenal for creativity.
Sure, if your name is Phil Mickelson, I strongly disagree that this matters for the average viewer. A typical 20 handicap does not need to flop it over a bunker off a tight lie. Actually, scratch that, they should never even attempt that shot. They just need one simple, repeatable pitch shot to get on the center of the green and 2-putt. Versatility often just leads to overthinking, manipulating the hands, and hitting bladed wedges over the green.
Despite your cynicism, Jake, the shot-making potential of the newer model is undeniable for those who want to grow into it. We agree to name the Callaway Jaws Raw the round 3 winner for purely maximizing shot windows.
I will concede the point, but it firmly only wins for golfers who actually have the delicate touch to utilize those versatile grinds without ruining their score.
Round 4 covers feel and looks.
Time for the eye test.
Do not ignore the psychological side of looking down at the club at address. Most golfers report the MD5 has a highly familiar, traditional, slightly rounded Callaway shape. It rocks that classic chrome finish that inspires immediate confidence when you set it behind the golf ball. It just looks safe.
I'll counter that. The Jaws Raw looks incredibly sharp and premium. That compact, unplated look reduces glare on sunny days, and yes, it develops character over time as it rusts. Some players hate the rust, but purists absolutely love it. Furthermore, both of these wedges share a soft forged carbon steel construction. They provide incredibly clear feedback on misses, telling your hands exactly where you struck the ball on the face.
We genuinely cannot objectively separate the forged feel of these two wedges. Because they share that carbon steel DNA, they both feel like absolute butter when struck perfectly in the center.
You really have to trust your eyes on this one. So we declare this round a dead tie. Choose the visual profile, whether it's the sleek rusty look or the classic shiny chrome, that inspires you the most at address.
Round 5 is price and value. Let's talk about your wallet. The Jaws Raw offers pristine, fresh grooves straight from the plastic wrapper, which is undeniably appealing for maximum performance. But building a full 3-wedge setup with the older MD5 is a massive money saver.
That is real cash staying in your pocket for weekend greens fees or maybe a few post-round beverages.
The MD5 Jaws is the clear round 5 winner. And here's a smart shopper move that most golfers miss completely. Take the money you saved by buying the older MD5 and use it to fund a proper professional wedge fitting. Getting fit for the correct bounce and lie angle is a far better investment than just buying raw grooves blindly off the rack. Just ensure those used MD5 grooves aren't completely worn flat before you hand over your credit card. We have covered the specs, but all the tech in the world does not matter if the club doesn't match your swing speed and attack angle. Which of these wedges actually fits your specific handicap?
Let's shift this battle from technical jargon to real-world golfer types.
Round 6 is all about the best fit by golfer type. We're going to rapidly assign winners based on common golfer profiles. Beginners, high handicappers, and diggers should immediately grab a high-bounce MD5. The wide sole is your absolute best friend. Forgiveness seekers and budget buyers also firmly belong in the MD5 camp.
On the flip side, lower handicaps, fast swings, and sweepers who pick the ball cleanly want the Jaws Raw for its low bounce, versatility, and aggressive spin.
Mid-handicappers are a total split. It depends entirely on your budget and whether you want simple consistency or aggressive shot-making goals. If you're a distance seeker looking for predictable full-swing wedge yardages from the fairway, the MD5's fuller profile often feels more stable.
Slicers who need help squaring the face might prefer the offset look of the MD5, while seniors looking for soft feel will honestly enjoy the forged carbon steel in both models equally.
Listen closely, because this is the best insider advice we can give you. The absolute biggest mistake you can make is buying based on the model name instead of the wedge setup. A premium Jaws Raw in the wrong grind is far worse for your scores than a cheaper MD5 with the correct sole for your turf and lie conditions.
Man, I almost did exactly that last season. I bought an expensive, ultra-low bounce lob wedge just because it looked incredibly cool on TV, took it to my soggy home course, and I dug it into the turf like a garden shovel for 6 months straight. It was so painful. The leading edge just trenched every single time. Don't buy a club for the logo, buy it for the bounce.
Time for the brutally honest pros and cons. We don't do brand protection here. Jaws Raw pros. Elite modern spin. Incredible versatility around the greens. Cons, very high cost, and the rusty raw face finish isn't for everyone. MD5 Pros. Unbeatable value. Proven tech that still works. Wide, forgiving soles. Cons. Older design, less aggressive friction, and a very high risk of buying tired, worn-out used grooves on the secondhand market. The final head-to-head verdict is here. For the overall title, and for those with no budget limit, we award the Callaway Jaws Raw the victory. It boasts higher spin, better shot versatility, and is the clear winner for low handicappers and fast swings.
But I will proudly defend the MD5 for the weekend warrior. We firmly crown the MD5 the king of best value, the used market champion, and the winner for beginners, high handicappers, and anyone seeking forgiveness. Most golfers report the MD5 is simply easier to justify buying when building a full bag.
For mid-handicaps, seniors, and distance control on full shots, it's a tie. Both are excellent scoring tools. Just match the sole to your swing. What is your handicap and which wedge are you currently gaming? Drop into the comments and tell us your typical miss. Are you a digger, chunking it, or a sweeper, thinning it across the green? Next week, we are putting graphite versus steel irons in a direct head-to-head showdown. But before you go, ask yourself this. Are you actually buying gear to lower your scores, or are you just paying a massive premium to look like a tour pro in the bag drop? Think about it. Hit that subscribe button so you stop wasting money on the wrong gear. See you on the